Hello, my name is Brian O'Connor. We're coming to you from the Bio CEO Investor Conference in New York City. I'm joined this morning by Hans Schikan, CEO of Prosensa. Thanks for joining us, Hans.
Thanks, Brian. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we certainly appreciate your time and experience here. I want to talk a little bit about your company. I wonder if you can let us know what it is, what you're doing, and what you're working for.
Well, we are a rare disease company focused really on rare diseases with a very high patient focus as well, working on Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, where we have currently 6 compounds in development, 4 in the clinic and the lead asset in phase 3, but we're also working on myotonic dystrophy and Huntington's disease as other rare diseases. So a rare disease company with really a focus on Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy.
That's excellent. And I think your companies are one of the leading ones working with patient advocacy groups. Can you talk a little about working with the folks in Duchenne, how that has been a benefit to the company?
Let's first go back in time, Brian. I mean, we actually were the first 5 years of our being a company, we were funded mostly by patient organizations, which is unique, I would say, because normally you see pharma sponsoring patient organizations. In our case, patient organizations are helping us. And still today, even though funding is less important right now, because we had an IPO last year and so on, but still today we are talking almost on a weekly basis with patient organizations about endpoints, about the burden of the disease, the burden of trials, how to move forward. It's a very, very close ally for us in our quest to find a treatment.
I think you made an important point there. It is an evolving day-to-day conversation. Just yesterday, you were on a panel here about the risk rewards in rare disease drug development. I wonder if you can talk about that panel and just the challenges in bringing these diseases to market.
It was a great panel, and it started off by the question, why do not more companies go into rare diseases? Because it's so simple there. You know, the patients are waiting outside there. It's an unmet medical need. Payers are willing to pay premium prices. Development is easy. And the truth is totally different because it's a myth that rare diseases are simple. We've been pioneering in this space, in the Duchenne space, for the last 10 years. We had to think about endpoints. We had to look for ways how you work in preclinical models. You have to find patients in order to do your clinical trials. So it's not an easy way forward, but it's a very, very rewarding area once that you are able to come with real data and a good treatment there. Because every single week we get letters and emails from parents from all over the world who say, when can you help my son with Duchenne? And that is the biggest compliment we get, that we are on the right track to hopefully one day deliver something for patients.
It's certainly motivation to stay in the space. And this is a global game now. I think everyone is not necessarily concerned where a cure comes from, just that a cure therapy happens. Prosensa was the first companies, I believe in over a decade, an EU-based company to primarily list in the US on the NASDAQ exchange. I wonder if you talk about what drove you to that decision and why you went that route.
Yeah, well, the financial markets here are really very deep, very broad, and the investors are extremely educated. That's also the case in Europe, but it's just on a smaller scale. And we feel if we do clinical trials, we should do it in the best countries worldwide. If we do manufacturing with the best tool manufacturers worldwide. If we look for financial markets, we also go for the best markets worldwide, which are here in the United States, in NASDAQ. So when we, for the very first time, mentioned to our board, we want to do an IPO on NASDAQ, they said, okay, that sounds okay, but give us some examples of other companies which have done it. And there were none. We had to look really a long time ago till we find those companies. And finally, indeed, we did it. And now many companies are following us, and we are having regular conversations with CEOs who are thinking about doing the same thing.
Excellent. Hans and Prosensa are clearly blazing the trail. Thanks for joining us, Hans, and goodbye from the Bio Buzz Center.